Excuse me. Hi and welcome back to Koala's Keep In. I am Koala. So, who am I? I thought I'm gonna reintroduce myself. I know I have some new subscribers, and it's been a while since I did one of these Who Am I in English. So, and I did mention, I think, that I want to delete some old videos, and make new ones. And this is a new one. So this is Who Am I and Who Am I Now? So who am I? Who are we? Who are we really? Hmm? No, I'm just kidding. So I think the first thing that comes to mind is that I call myself a shamanic practitioner. I practice the Nordic shamanism and the Incan shamanism. Charmanism, that's a new word. Charm. Um, the Nordic shamanism has followed me since young adulthood and even further because the runes I got to know the runes when I was a little kid, a little boy, going out into the woods with and the nature with my dad. He's I I looked at him as kind of a history buff when I grew up. He was very much into the history of things, and he tried to teach me that he and very also into mythology and that sort of thing. So he taught me about the runes. We went out watching rune stones. Like every family holiday, we did have some family holidays when I grew up, and everywhere we went, my dad used to find like the Viking graveyards and medieval graveyards and rune stones and everything in the landscape that was of historic significance. So he taught me that. So that has been a part of me forever. And today, I am it's very much a big part of my life. And I'm not that much into as much into the history of things as my dad is. I do like history to some extent, but I do have a hard time remembering that sort of stuff. So it's today because I don't want to look back and talk about why that is and all. See, that sort of thing comes up sometimes in my other videos when I talk about certain subjects. But so today I'm very much more into like the experience, the spiritual experience of the runes, and my runes are my spirit guides. I work with my ancestors a lot, and really, shamanism is my way of life. It's not just a path I'm on; it's a way of life. So, and along the way, I have incorporated other traditions as well. I went through like a healing journey where I discovered and dove deeper into the chakras, and from that's from that journey, I discovered the Incan shamanism and the similarities between the Nordic and the Incan shamanism and the Kiro medicine. So today I am a shamanic practitioner in all of those traditions, but not the entire traditions, right? So I have my way of doing things and working with my guides and ancestors and the lineages that I have been initiated into, both by uh, I've been initiated into the Nordic shamanism very much on my own, and the way I teach the way of listening to the runes and following your higher guidance, and working with your spirit guides and your helpers. That's like the way I do it. I do sometimes recommend read like literature and something if someone asks for it, but I'm more of learning by doing, learning by experiencing, learning by doing and failing and knowing what to do. Uh, like if I'm new to a subject, I tread carefully and surround myself with a lot of protection, and I make sure I have very precise intentions, and I start small and then build on that, and that's what I teach people to do as well, or I intend to. That's the way I intend to teach people, and I do my best, uh, and I love a big part of me is that I love to teach other people, not just that I love to teach people the shamanic way, but I love to follow people on journeys, like on healing journeys or her journeys with runes. So I enjoy the fact that the runes need longer periods of time to get to know them, and I enjoy that, and I enjoy teaching people to help themselves. So I very much believe that one of my purposes in life is that to be there to hold people through their journeys and to help them help themselves in different ways. I do give healing. I am good at it. I have my special abilities to be able to do that. I have my channels to the source and to everything that I need, and I have my guides and my goddesses and everything I work with, everyone that I work with. Um, just as like I have mine and you have yours, and no one's better than anyone else. That's my perspective. So, and that's I love to teach people to discover their abilities and their gifts, and how to use them and tap into them, and how to expand their intuition and listen to themselves. And uh, so even though I do give healing and I love helping people in that way as well, and especially like past life regression journeys and therapy, that's one of my, I really love that stuff. So I am a shamanic practitioner and a shamanic teacher. So that's kind of who I am, and that's what you're gonna see on this channel as well. Me talking about subjects from that perspective, from a practitioner's perspective and from a teacher's perspective. So I try to be as um, I don't know the word in English for pedagogic. Is it pedagogical? No, that doesn't sound right at all. That doesn't sound right at all. I try to be as clear as possible when I talk about stuff, and uh, I hope that I get my point of view across. I do have a tendency to talk a lot about something, like explaining something and then explaining it in that way and that way as well, which I know drives some of the people in my life mm, crazy because they're like, you already said that once. I did get you the first time. And my intention is never to make anyone feel like I think they are stupid. My intention is clarifying so that I know that I have said it in a clear enough way. So it's like if I understand my own thoughts, then the person next to me is gonna, and I think that might sometimes come through a lot in my videos, that I spend like 10 minutes explaining something and then 10 other minutes to explain it again. And that's just who I am. So I like to find ways to do. I think one of the purposes actually is that I know that people take in information differently, so I try to give a few different perspectives on a subject, or like few different approaches to a subject, uh, because I hope that makes it possible for more than just one person to understand me. So, yeah. And who am I more than that? Well, I have talked a lot about being trans and being a trans man in the spiritual community. I have talked a lot about some other stuff that if you watch my videos, you will probably get a sense of who I am. But if you do have questions, put them in the comment section and I will do my best to answer them. I do not answer too personal questions that are too personal, but I will let you know. And it's not personal for me not to answer personal questions. It's not personal like to you. It's just my integrity. There are some things I don't feel comfortable answering on YouTube. So with that said, you might get a different answer if you put it in a comment or if you DM me. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I think that's the most important thing you need to know about me. And I will make some more videos connected to this in the future. I will make some videos that I will call my shamanic toolbox, where I will do one introduction video and I will talk about some tools that I use, like specific tools, like physical tools that I use, like my drum and my rattle and that sort of thing. And I will also talk a little bit about other kind of tools, as in techniques or methods that I use. So feel free to ask questions about that, and I can put the answers in the videos that are upcoming. And if you have a question about a specific tool, or so I will talk about maybe why I use it or why I don't use it, because not all shamanic practitioners use the same tools in their practice. Um, my I think the only thing I can come up with right away is that I have made like my own rattle. Like this is my own rattle. I made this. But other than that, I prefer to if I don't feel called to make something from scratch. Like I do have some feathers that I'm gonna make into kind of a smudge stick. But if I don't feel called to make something, I don't feel pressured to make stuff myself. I know a lot of wonderful people. I know people that make rattles. I know people that are very, very good with their hands and like have a magical touch, and I prefer their magical touch uh, in making stuff than making my own if I don't feel called to do it. And I don't think that you should feel like you need to make your own stuff for them to be yours. I can connect with a drum without having made it myself, like this one. We are very much connected, he and I, but we are not. I didn't make him, right? So it's like I had cats before. They were very much my cats, and I connected with them, and they were my one of them especially were like a spirit guide to me as well. But I didn't give birth to her. I didn't have to. We had a connection anyway. So with that said, if you have any questions about who I am, I have talked so much about myself on this channel, so I don't really know what you want to know. So have a lovely day, and I will see you again very shortly, very soon. Walk in beauty and take care of yourself. Yeah. Xingling.